Mahadev, 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 Mahadev. Hope the sound is okay.
Swamiji, it is okay, Swamiji.
All right. Om. Om Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tamhadevamatma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartabhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahadhyo Namo Gurubhya Sarvopaplavarahitah Prajnanagana Pratyagartho Brahmaivahamsmi Brahmaivahamsmi. Vedantartha Vibhasakaya Gurave Shantaya Sannyasine Nanavadi Nagendra Sanghapavaye Indravandhyaya Cha Mohadvantarivakaraaya Bhagavatpadabhidham Vigrate Tasmai Bhashakrite Namostu Satatam Purnaya Bodhatmane. Very often we come to such a point where we recognize what we need to do is the most appropriate course of action. Then that what is appropriate to be done, that what is ought to be done, is called as duty. In our words in Sanskrit, we will call it kartavyam, means kartu yogyam. That which needs to be done, that which is appropriate to be done, is kartavyam. But the problem is, in spite of knowing that this is what should be my course of action, I do not want to do it. There could be reasons. It should be done, is correct, is right. And because it is right, it also is righteous. But I do not want to do it because I don't like it. And therefore, I want to give it up. I want to give it up. Then such a person may even look for reasons to justify as why he wants to give it up, though it is his duty. And no matter how many justifications that person keeps on giving, in the heart of his heart, he knows that what he is saying at the end of it is wrong. It may be convincing to the other people, but just because I have become successful in convincing others, which means in different words, though I have become successful in fooling the other person, it does not mean I do not know what the reality is. I know. And what is it that is happening? In spite of knowing what is ought to be done, I am simply taking a route to escape just because I don't like it. Now you see, what is it that is preventing you from doing what you must be doing? Exactly. So what is preventing you from doing what you should be doing? Because that happens to be the right course of action for you. And by the very virtue that it is right, it means it has the capacity to lift you and take you further. Because it is right, it means it has the capacity. That's why it is right. It is going to take you to your desired goal, and that's why it is right. It is sadhanam. And sadhana means the means, the method. And when the method is able to take you to your sadhyam, to your desired destination, then the method was correct, or the path was right, the means is right. It has not taken you away. That's why to put the means, to put the sadhana and sadhya together is very important. So what makes an action right is because it takes you to what is desired. What is desired? Sukham. In various forms. Whether you want to be happy by earning money, through progeny, through popularity, very different things. But underlying all your projects is the very desire to be happy, to be peaceful, to be fulfilled. So now, I know that this is the duty, this is kartavya, it is right. Yet I'm not able to, I'm not going to do this because I don't like it. That means the likes and dislikes are standing in the path and preventing me from doing what is appropriate. Raga Dvesha. In our language of Bhagavad Gita, we will call it Raga Dvesha, the likes and dislikes. And do not consider these likes and dislikes to be something, very frivolous. Because these are the forces that are controlling your psychology. These are the forces which are controlling your responses, reactions, emotions, everything. And it is deeply rooted. So these are Raga and Dvesha. All right. So now the thing is, I'm not able to do this. I'm seeking justification in spite of knowing it is correct. So also now this thing has happened with Arjuna. Arjuna has asked the question to Shri Krishna. And that question has got both these aspects. The first thing is that Shri Krishna, the impending misery, the misery which will be caused by the death of these people that I love is obviously there. And so the sorrow, the misery cannot be wiped out by me even gaining the kingdom. Forget just this kingdom, but even the kingdom of all the three worlds, without even one adversary, no contender to challenge me. All the pleasures are lying at my feet, yet the dukkham does not end. So Arjuna is a wise man in a way. He has understood something about life, which people do not seem to notice in spite of having lived all their life. And so putra, vitta, lokadi, all these things, progeny, pleasure, popularity, power, recognition, or even attainment of celestial worlds, etc., also is incapable of wiping out, eliminating the dukkham altogether. He has recognized this. So, oh Shri Krishna, I am seeking a solution to this problem, which presently has come to me as the death of the beloved people, impending death of the beloved people. And for which he thinks giving up the battle. Now, giving up the battle means giving up his duty, what is appropriate for him to do. He knows that this is what I should be doing. And yet giving up the duty, he thinks is what I should do. I don't want to do this duty because it is ghora karma, quite fierce, violent. I don't want to do that. Now, he has asked Shri Krishna both these questions. As what is it that will take away this misery? Also, at this point, I really am confused as what I should do, what I should not do. In spite of me knowing that this is what I should be doing, I want to withdraw from it. And also, I'm able to give you a list of reasons as why my withdrawing and not doing my duty is also justified. Okay? Now this person has found out. And he is trying to convince Shri Krishna because he knows that Shri Krishna, if I can deceive, fool others, but if I'm able to convince Shri Krishna, that means I'm successful. I cannot be wrong in some way. So he wants to convince himself by convincing Krishna. Most of us have that kind of a thing. We want approval of others so that I can approve of myself. And you will notice that even when we speak, we do this with people. We keep on asking for their approval unconsciously, isn't it? Am I not right? Is not it? So unless and until there is a nod from the other person of approval, and a nod of approval, I do not feel that I am right. And therefore, the whole thing is the attempt to convince the other person and give me an approval. If I am able to get the approval from Shri Krishna, then I am right. So now, at this point, Shri Krishna Bhagavan takes up the first issue of elimination of dukkham. How is this dukkham eliminated? He says, Arjuna, there are only two things over here to be known. Atma and Anatma. One is I, and the other element is that what is not I. This I, the self, as it becomes available to you, as I find myself as incomplete, limited, unfulfilled, and therefore in different ways I want to make myself complete, fulfilled, limitless. This is what I'm asking for. For example, when you are asking somebody to love you, how much? You are going to say limitlessly. So I want to find myself in love, which is limitless. How much happiness? Limitless. What do you want to find about yourself? That I am fulfilled, not incomplete, not thirsty, not asking for, not begging for more. Here I am. So I want to discover myself at a point where I am at peace with myself. So, Bhagavan Shri Krishna or the Upanishads, they are saying that by your very nature you are complete. By your very nature you are complete. Nothing is going to make you complete. Whether you have one woman or you have 10 women or you have hundreds of women or you have a lot of sampatti, wealth, these are not going to be the cause of your fulfillment. Because you already are fulfilled, nothing can fulfill you. Then, sir, all that remains is that you should know that is your nature. And therefore, the freedom from misery, which means the freedom from the sense of incompleteness, the freedom from the sense of unfulfillment, comes with the knowledge that I am complete, I am Brahman. Okay? All that you need to know is the meaning of this I is Brahman. Presently, what is the meaning of this I for you? As it becomes available, that meaning of this I is, I am a small little entity subjected to pleasures and pain. In this world, situations toss me up and down. I strive to do something and I get something. Sometimes I get what I want. Most of the times I'm disappointed with what I get, and so I don't get what I want. So I am Karta Bhokta. I am the doer and the experiencer. This is what is available to me as the meaning of the word I. And the teacher has said the meaning of this word I is Purnam Brahma. So now there is a discrepancy between the word that is used by both of them is the same. I, the self, Atma. But the discrepancy is the meaning which is available to you and the meaning which is available with the teacher or with the Upanishad. There is a discrepancy. Here is the meaning of I as something that is unfulfilled, incomplete, and here is the meaning I means that what is Purnavastu is complete. Therefore, now there is this discrepancy. This discrepancy is actually the distance between ignorance and knowledge, knowing and not knowing. This is the distance between the bondage and liberation. This is the distance between you and God. And therefore, that which is creating this distance is only ignorance. That needs to be eliminated. And therefore, now the person's pursuit for completeness, it becomes the pursuit for knowledge. Okay? He is striving for knowledge. When a person thus wants nothing else, when a person desires nothing except wanting to know Atma is Brahman, such a person is eligible to give up the karma. Such a person is eligible to give up the karma. Why? There is this reason. Because karma as a sadhanam, karma as the means, can deliver you pleasures, progeny, vittam, wealth, loka paraloka, the objects of this world, as well as the celestial world and the objects of enjoyment over there. So, karma can give you all these things. Putra, vitta, and loka. Okay. Karma means the actions done by the doer is called as karma. When the action is centered on the doer with the idea, with the purpose that I want something and therefore I am doing this, then that action or that activity will be called as karma. Okay? Don't say karma, karma, that karma. This is karma. Karma as the sadhanam has got certain sadhya. That what it can deliver, its result. What is it? Putra, vitta, and loka. Now a person who has found that no amount of putra, vitta, and loka, etc. can really fulfill progeny and what do they call it? Wealth and all these things cannot give me what I want. Total elimination. Therefore, I do not want it. So obviously, when he does not want what is given by the karma, then the karma as the means is also given up by him. Right. So karma is given up. Then what does he want? Only the knowledge. And therefore, for him, there is only the pursuit of knowledge, means the pursuit of having the clarity of vision. That clarity means removing all the doubts and also even elimination of everything that is opposite feeling, samshayan viparya. So now we have found there is one space where the karma can be given up. By whom? Only by a person either who has realized Atma is Brahman and therefore this I is not the doer and the experiencer, is not this body-mind complex, not this ego, but is your consciousness that pervades all the names and forms, in which all the names and forms, infinite names and forms, appear and disappear. That ocean of consciousness I am. So he who has found this is what I am, over there in such a person's life, the karma is already eliminated. Doership is gone. Nothing is desired. And therefore, I am not the karta bhokta. Therefore, there is no karma. All the conditions which are required for karma are already absent in the jnani, in the one who is enlightened, and therefore there is no karma. Well then, there is yet one more space where karma is given up, and that is he who has only the pursuit of knowledge to the exclusion of every other pursuit. Now, Arjuna has found something when Bhagavan Shri Krishna has said over here. He said, I want to give up karma because this is the karma that I do not like, and therefore now I also want to eliminate the dukkha completely, and therefore I am going to give up karma. When he says so, Krishna Bhagavan then tells him, Arjuna, karmani eva adhikara te. You still will have to do the karma because you are qualified for karma and you are not qualified to give up the karma. You are not qualified to relinquish karma. So you are the adhikari for karma, but you are not an adhikari for karma sannyasa or karma tyaga. At this point, Arjuna is really taken aback because he said that you just told that he who is an intense mumukshu should give up the karma, but you and then take up to the path of knowledge. But here I am wanting to have that moksha, liberation, and therefore I want to give up karma. Why are you preventing me and asking me to take up the karma, which is way far inferior than the path of knowledge? And therefore, when Sri Krishna, though appreciating and though praising the path of knowledge, is asking Arjuna to choose the path of karma, now Arjuna feels he has been betrayed by Sri Krishna. Betrayed in the sense, why this to me? When I want liberation, why are you asking me to do karma? Because I have heard it correctly from you that those who want nothing else but liberation, which means they have the path of knowledge to the exclusion of all, which means there is no other karma, there is no other duty for such a person, then I want that. And therefore, I am ready to give up karma. I am any which way wanting to give up karma. And Shri Krishna told him, you want to give up karma, and that's why you are saying you want to take to the path of knowledge. But it is the other way around. those who want to take to the path of knowledge alone and nothing else, give up the karma. So you are putting the cart before the horse. You see, you are putting the cart before the horse. You are taking to the path of knowledge or sannyasa because you want to give up the karma. This is what happens. Because at times, if you are taking up to spirituality because you want to avoid something in life, avoid a duty, then that spirituality is a farce. Then that spirituality will become a farce. It will become a joke. Your life will become a joke. And therefore, in this situation, now Arjuna's question becomes relevant. That Bhagavan, you consider Buddhi Yoga means Buddhi means Jnanam. Okay? Buddhi means knowledge. Buddhi Yoga to be superior to the karma. Way far superior. Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana. Oh, Janardana. Janardana means one of the epithets of Krishna. We will see that meaning of the word also. So, O Krishna, you consider the path of knowledge to be way far superior because it is the direct means to liberation. But karma is what will continue the samsara. Okay? Slipping into this ocean of miseries one after another, giving. So karma leads to that. So the path of knowledge is way far superior. Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana. When this is the case, tat kim karmani pure mam yojayasi Keshava. O Keshava, another epithet of Shri Krishna. O Keshava, why are you yoking me to this karma, which is so fierce in nature? Tat kim ghore karmani mam niyojayasi. Now, why are you yoking me to this karma, which is over? This is the Arjuna's duty over here at this point. Is not something simple. It is not just fighting battle. Otherwise, Arjuna is ever ready to fight battle. Arjuna has no problem fighting battle. But presently, this battle appears to be core for him, is because it is a battle in which Bhishma and Drona just cannot be, what do they call it, defeated, but they need to kill, die. Because it is a deciding battle. Even Bhishma and Drona also have decided. Either I live or Arjuna lives. There is no other way. So it is a ghora karma. That ghora karma is my duty. And just now we have found out that knowledge is way far superior. Then why are you again yoking me, niyojayasi? What do they call niyojan karna? Arranging me into this karma, asking me to do this karma. He Janardana, He Keshava. This is the verse. Okay, let us chant the verse so that it becomes even more nicer. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Arjuna Vacha. Arjuna Vacha. Jayasi chet karmanaste. Jayasi chet karmanaste. Mata buddhir janardana. Mata buddhir janardana. Tatkim karmani korima. Tatkim karmani korima. Niyojayasi Keshava. Niyojayasi Keshava. Okay. Purvadhyaye Sankhya Buddhim Ashritya Jnana Nishtha Bhagavata Gupta. A little background, more to this particular verse. I have given you the word meaning of this verse. Now we are going to dwell on what can be even more extracted, and going into it, what can be really extracted. Like if you and me, we go to a flower, we will be able to have just get the sweet scent of the flower. But when a honeybee sits on the flower, it is able to extract the nectar. So honeybee is able to extract something more than you and me. Like that, these acharyas are like the honeybees. And they have extracted something still deeper, more, that is the essence. And so we should look at these people. And I'm going to bring to you a few points from Madhusudana Saraswati. Though I have been told, that Swamiji, don't bring too many commentaries and it becomes difficult and all that. Never mind. Yeah. Purvadhyaye Sankhya Buddhimashritya Jnana Nishtha Bhagavata. In the earlier chapter, Bhagavan has spoken something. Bhagavan means Shri Krishna, the teacher over here. What did he say? He said about the Jnana Nishtha, the life of sannyas, which is the pursuit of knowledge. Okay. Generally, when they say sannyasi, the word is translated as a Hindu monk or something, and it means people who have relinquished all pleasures of life, and that's why they are living a very sad life, and they want to do austerities, and there are people with matted locks or something like that, and so they're strange, no. Sannyas over here means, into the Upanishadic Vedic fold, it simply means that you have relinquished the karma. You have not relinquished any pleasure. You have relinquished all these things. You can give them up only because you have found them not to be worth it. You can, if you are asked to hold a burning ember in the hand, you will drop it, a hot plate. Why? Because it is not pleasure. It is not delivering something. So what is it that you give up? One really gives up something only when he discovers it is dukkha. It is in some form, in some way, misery or the cause of misery. Dukkha. So he gives it up. Okay? So the person, so why has he given up all these things? He has not given them up because he doesn't want, he's sadist, and not sadist, what do they call it? Masochistic, because he wants to inflict pain upon himself, and he wants to beat himself and flag himself. No. Hey, it is because he has not found all these things worth it. Then what is it that he wants? He wants to know Atma is Brahman. And therefore, wanting to know means it is pursuit of that particular knowledge. And hence, sannyasa is pursuit of knowledge. Everything that is going to be suitable for the pursuit of knowledge will be here. And everything that can obstruct the pursuit of knowledge then is given up. This is then the sannyasa. So jnana nishtha, sankhya buddhim ashritya jnana nishtha bhagavata uttada karma is given up, karma sannyasa is told. Another thing that Sri Krishna Bhagavan spoke was yoga buddhim ashritya karma nishtha uttada. Now, we don't need to tell people that do karma. Even if somebody who is not doing karma is also actually doing some form of karma. A lazy man, he is doing something that he should not be doing, rolling in the bed. Okay? So he is doing that. He is not doing something that is worth it, but he is doing something, so he is still doing karma. And what is that? That what he should not be doing, he is doing. So karma is still being done. So you don't need to tell people do karma. We need to tell people what to do, what not to do. We, in the sense, if whosoever wants to lift himself from his present status and lead himself to what he wants, then he simply now needs to be told what is dharma, what is adharma, and that is what the scriptures tell. And therefore, now the meaning of karma is this. But when that karma is done, and when it is done with a special attitude, then that karma becomes yoga. Then that karma also, that way of performing the karma also becomes your spiritual pursuit. Okay? That also becomes a spiritual pursuit for moksha. When the same karma is done with a certain understanding, karma is the same. But when you start understanding the nitty-gritties of it, then that allows you to convert the same action. The action remains same, but it converts itself into the spiritual pursuit. So, yoga buddhi mashritya karma nishtha utta. But for such spiritual pursuit also, what is required? Karma is required. And therefore, karma nishtha utta. Madhusudan Saraswati at this point says, Anayoho nishthayoho adhikari bhedaha naspashtam upadishtaha. He says that in the second chapter, though all these things have been thrashed out, has been discussed, yet if something has yet not become clear to the listener, that means that, it needs to be, that topic needs more light on it. What was that topic? That who can take to this karma tyaga, relinquishment of karma, and who should continue doing the karma with the attitude of yoga. Okay? The adhikari is yet not clear. Which person who, or should we say the same person is being told over here, do karma and give up karma? It is not possible that the same person can be told do and give up at the same time. It is not possible. It is not possible. At another point of time, he can be told to give up karma. But at the same time, it cannot be. Therefore, it cannot be said as to be samuchaya, jnana karma samuchaya, putting together. Ekadikadikatvam eva ubhayoho samuchayaha vivakshitaha iti na vacham. Why? Because Shri Krishna, in his own words, he has said that the same person is being told do and do, give up karma. No. Durena yavaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya. O Dhananjaya, Arjuna, the Buddhi Yoga, the pursuit of knowledge, is way far superior than karma. So this was also told. And the person who is qualified for the pursuit of knowledge, to tell him, don't pursue knowledge, keep doing karma, is not right. The person who is not qualified for knowledge, to tell him that give up karma and pursue only the knowledge, both of them, then you are putting the round, what do they say? The round peg in the what is it? Square. Huh? Something like that, or whatever. Inappropriate for both. Tasmat jnana karma nishthayoho भिन्नाधिकारत्वे एकं प्रति उपदेशमयोगात् एवं सति उत्कृष्टम अनायास साध्यम ज्ञानम विहाय निकृष्टम अनेकायास बहुलम कर्मानुष्ठातुम अयोग्यम इति मत्वा अर्जुन उवाच. Therefore, the pursuit of knowledge, in which the karma, etc., the actions, all this, all these actions, scriptural or even the laukika, the worldly actions are given up, involvements are given up, and that just the pursuit of knowledge leads, knowing the supreme truth leads to liberation, which is anayasa, looks like an effortless thing. Anayasa sadhyam, the highest that can come available is so easy, and that which is still lower is so difficult, ridden with pain and ridden with so many efforts. Therefore, what should be pursued is that what is highest, which is so effortless and yet can be gained. Instead of that, Shri Krishna, you are asking me to choose karma, which is riddled or ridden with bahula ayasa. Ayasa means a lot of pain and effort. Okay? Iti matva Arjuna Vach. Now, with this understanding, Arjuna's question comes that why are you asking me to do this karma? When you yourself have said that the pursuit of knowledge is way far superior because it is the direct means of liberation. To whom is he addressing? Shri Krishna. And what is Shri Krishna addressed as? Janardana. What is the meaning of Janardana? The word Janardana, he explains, Hey Janardana. So it is a vocative case. Hey Janardana. O Shri Krishna. O Janardana. And this word Janardana comes from the verbal root Ardhagato Yachanicha. It comes from the verbal root Ardhagato. Ardha means that it is a verbal root. Developed. It has the meaning of gati. Gati means movement or destination. Gati. And yachana means asking for. So with this, sarvaihi janaihi yad janaihi artyate yachyate. All the people desire that. Who is that? For what reason? Swabhilashita siddhaye. So that they desire something so that they can accomplish what they want, and they desire you. Sarvaihi janaihi Ardyate, yachyate, they are asking for you. Not only asking from you, they are asking for you. Okay? Tatha bhuto mayapi, and therefore I am also asking for you, because from you now you can give that knowledge. Mayapi, what knowledge is that? That knowledge which puts an end to all the misery. That is the highest. What more can be wanted? Where there is absolute fulfillment. And have you what? That's why Shreyam Nishtayarthan Yachase iti Naivam Anuchitam iti. So therefore to tell me to do something like this is not Anuchitam for you. Karmano Nishkamadapi Buddhi Atmatattva Vishaya Jayasi Prashastatara. Now we have known that this knowledge of this self is way far superior than the karma, no matter what form of karma, even if it is a selfless karma, nishkama karma. Even if it is that selfless karma, the knowledge of the self is much superior. Jayasi, prashastatara. Chet yadite tavamata. This is what you have approved of, and this is what you have said in your own words. Tavamata tattada kim karmani ghore. Then why are you yoking me into this ghora karma, into this fierce karma? Himsadi aneka ayasa bahule, where there is so much of violence. Why are you putting me into that? Though no matter it is my duty, mam atibhattam, and who am I? I who is extremely devoted to you. I am extremely atibhattam niyojayasi karmani eva adhikaraha te ityadina visheshena prerayasi. That also you are karmani eva adhikaraha te, that Arjuna, you should do karma alone. By saying so, He Keshava, the meaning of the word Keshava means Sarveshwara, the Lord of all. He Keshava means the Sarveshwara. He Sarveshwara. Sarveshwarasya Sarveshtadaina Tava Mam Bhaktam Shishyasteham Shatimam Tvam Ityadina Tvad Eka Sharanataya Upasannam Prati Pratarana Nauchita. And therefore, you being the Lord of all, the Supreme Lord of all, you are the giver, bestower of everything to all. And all that I have asked you is to give me the knowledge, the proper advice, the understanding. Instead of that, you seem to be mocking me. Because knowledge is highest, and yet you have said, no, and therefore you seem to be mocking me. Pratarana nauchita. This kind of my mockery does not become of you. So, Shri Krishna iti atraya. This is what is the meaning of the first verse. Now, Arjuna has yet not stopped. He, in the second verse, is still going to continue. And he has really understood that he made a little mistake in saying something to Shri Krishna. He is going to repair it somewhere. But we will see that in the next verse and the reply to this, because the main issue is where a person wants to give up the duty under the disguise of his spiritual pursuit. Okay, so can that be done or not is, in Shri Krishna's opinion, in the opinion of the Upanishad, is very, very important. Let us go to that issue when we meet next. Thank you very much. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।